So, I covered The Last of Us Season 1 a while ago, and Season 2 ended a while ago too. I'm late as usual, but let's finally begin The Last of Us Season 2's review.
What is up, guys, and welcome to my review of The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, Future Days. And this is a pretty good start off to Season 2 of The Last of Us, I'm not gonna lie. It's well shot, all the stuff you expect, and it expands on the lore of the world pretty well, and it was really fun seeing these characters again. And I really enjoyed this episode, and, I just do. I do have a problem in the sense of seeing this tension that's being created by Ellie and Joel. It feels like it's supposed to be tension between the characters, but honestly it's just kind of annoying to see. It's irritating. It doesn't feel like it's been earned. It's just pissing me off. A lot of the stuff in season 2 so far doesn't feel like it's been earned. Like the thing with Dina and Ellie, obviously, they're going out in the game. And in this episode it just doesn't feel like it's earned. It sort of comes out of nowhere when they kiss in the at the New Year's Eve party. And yeah, a lot of these characters feel like they're not on steady ground just yet, and it feels like we're rushing along with things. But I guess we can just expect that. That is how things go. It is only the pilot, and we do have some time to wait before, everything else happens. But I guess we just have to wait and see how everything else plays out in the next episode next week. But yeah, that's basically everything I have to say, honestly. I just don't have much to say on this show. It is enjoyable, but it's a bit mid, to be honest, compared to the games. And that's a sad thing, to be honest. But it is what it is. But this is a pretty good episode. I hope next week is slightly better, though. What is up, everyone? Welcome to my review of The Last of Us, Episode 2 of Season 2, Through the Valley. And wow, this was a rough one. This had so much tension in it, like, I just couldn't help myself. There's so much in this I want to talk about, but before we get there, I do need to discuss the sort of dropped plot point between Joel and Ellie, where she's not really pissed off at him anymore. It sort of just goes nowhere, and that is in service of, what happens at the end of the episode, but we'll get there. First off, we have the attack with the infected attacking the town. That had so much tension and, suspense in it. And then cross-referencing that with the Joel in one scene, we all knew it was coming, where Abby kills Joel and Ellie is forced to watch. Cross-referencing those two scenes, it creates this grand scheme of, like, devastation and then this more introspective personal one. It's such a good parallel, and it both really hurt, but I'm not gonna lie, the Joel in one hurt so much more. Like, I will gladly admit I cried again. I cried the first time in the game. I cried again watching the TV show. I love these characters, and that death is so fucking brutal. For what? It's terrible. I hate it so much. I'm going to be honest, the death in the show felt a lot worse than the one in the game for me, because in the game, you're controlling these characters. It kind of feels like you have some sense of control over the situation and you can change things. Whereas here, I'm just watching this play out and there's nothing I can do. And it was fucking painful. I mean, that final sequence at the end where, the town is recovering from the devastation and Ellie is forced to drag Joel's fucking lifeless corpse on the back of a horse with the song playing in the background, Through the Valley, I think it's called, hence the title of the episode. Wow, what a fucking episode. This was brilliant. It was painful. It hurt. By far the best episode of the season, and it greatly sets up what we can expect to come with, the rest of the season for, this one with Ellie after Abby, which, happens in the game, if I remember correctly. I haven't played that in a long time. But yeah, what an episode. Just, I have nothing else to say. It was amazing.
On to Episode 3. Episode 3 had the difficult job of picking up the pieces. I do like that rather than trying to immediately top Joel's death with more action and shit, like some shows might, to keep the viewers invested, the episode instead slows down, and the show's pace allows the characters and us as an audience to process what happened. It's a quieter episode, but that doesn't mean the plot doesn't progress at all. Seeing Ellie and Dina making their way to Seattle to get Abby, pretty good. Moving on to episode 4, which finally hits the accelerator. They've let us wallow and sob enough, which is greatly appreciated because Joel's death is painful, as I said earlier in the video, in the game and the show. But episode 4 follows Ellie and Dina's first day in Seattle, and boy do I fuck with this one. I don't mind the exposition they give us, but this episode peaks, in my opinion, in that scene where Dina holds Ellie at gunpoint after she gets bitten, and even if it means we do get that retarded I'm gonna be a dad scene, it's still a good episode. Moving on to episode 5. This one kind of takes a while to get going. We get that first flashback giving us more exposition, which I don't mind. I know a lot of people had issues with the amount of exposition, but they forget this show wasn't made for just us fans. You know, it was also made for people who have no experience with the games like us. So exposition is kind of required. And I mean, anyway, after that expositional scene, we don't get much until the end with that very cool showdown between Ellie and Nora. And say what you will about Bella Ramsey and her portrayal as Ellie, this really does feel like her peak in that role. It's a very good scene. So we're finally on the penultimate episode, episode 6, which flashes us back to when Joel was alive, much like the game the show is based on. And I'll tell you what, they do it just as well in the show as they do in the game. Part of me thought they would butcher it, but luckily they didn't. And despite cramming in a lot of content into this episode, it all works in my opinion and is very well welcomed and executed. Because God, I'm not going to lie, I know he's everywhere now, but I was missing Pedro Pascal's portrayal of Joel and his interactions with Ramsey's Ellie. We're finally on the season finale, episode 7. And episode 7 is basically a non-stop action thrill ride, and I love it. We get another pretty great performance from Bella Ramsey as Ellie when she finally confronts Abby, and it's a great scene. Both actors put their all into it, and that cliffhanger, fuck me. This episode had me so hyped for season 3. So, to conclude, what can we actually expect from season 3 of The Last of Us? It's very obvious. Not sure if it's confirmed, but we're going to see the second half of The Last of Us Part 2, mostly from Abby's perspective, just like the game. And honestly, while I think fans of the game will greatly appreciate this and like it, like I know I will, I probably will, I think this is going to be a massive turn-off for people who only watch the show. But hey, I'll be there, and you'll be pleasing fans of the game, which I feel like is the main thing for this show, even though they do also want to pull in new viewers, you know? So, final episode ranking. We're going to go from worst to best. Episode 3, Episode 1, Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 7, Episode 6, Episode 2. But yeah, that was my review of The Last of Us Season 2. I'm sorry that Episode 1 and 2 felt kind of like rambly, but I made those back when the show was actually releasing, and I finally got around to finishing this video now with episodes 3 to 7. I've been trying to catch up on a lot of videos I meant to do like last year, but I kind of fell out of love with YouTube and just got tired of making videos. But I'm back on it and I'm enjoying it now. We'll see how long that lasts. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, even if it was a bit of a mixed match. Thanks so much for watching anyway. I'll see you later. Goodbye.